Clive, how are you this
I'm
morning?
really good, thanks.
Well, that's great to hear. Well, I got to start off by letting you know that I'm talking to you from Toronto, Canada. And you know that there are so many Viking fans here in Canada that it's pretty crazy.
It's great. I lived there for 2 years. I've just moved over to Los Angeles, but I love Toronto. I've got some great memories of the people of Toronto, and yeah, I know how big it is there, and it's because there's so many real Vikings there.
That's true. That is absolutely true. And we are all chomping at the bit for this season to get rolling, which is, well, no pun intended. Sorry. And it is so amazing that Rollo is finally back, and people are just so excited about that. So, can you just bring us up to speed as to where we are? That people are going to see when they start this season 5, part 2.
Well, time has passed. Rollo's been away for a while. He's the Duke of Normandy now. He has a whole race of people
Yes.
that he has to watch over. He's been embraced by Francia, and now Normandy has become more powerful than Paris. And the Duke of Normandy himself is more powerful than the King of France. This is all documented in history, and this is where Rollo is. But he is dealing with his own mortality. He's in his twilight years. He's starting to think, where he's going to go in the afterlife. Is he going to go to the gods in Valhalla and be rewarded by them for his achievements, by the gods that he's worshipped his whole life, or is maybe it's going to be heaven with the Christian God that he's now found and embraced with his new race of people, or is he going to be, shunned by both of them and end up in hell or walking the earth in purgatory, or all these things are playing heavily on his mind. And this civil war between
Yeah.
Lagertha and Ivar gives him the perfect opportunity to go back and maybe open some old wounds and put salt in some others. Because obviously the politics are that he has to think about what's best for the people of Normandy and France. So he has to do business with Ivar. Ivar
Oh,
has
yeah.
not seen Uncle Rollo for some time, and he can't really teach that old dog any new tricks. Rollo's been there, done
No.
there, and done that, and got the T-shirt. So Ivar's going to have a few surprises in store for him. But also, it comes right down to the old people that he left behind, Lagertha and Björn. He's got some unfinished business with those people, and I think this civil war gives him a
Yeah.
perfect opportunity to kind of embrace that.
Yeah, lots to look forward to. That is for sure. I'm wondering, Clive, because you've been playing this guy for so many seasons, and you've gotten to know Rollo so well. Not even just because of the true history and everything, but I'm wondering for you. How much of an expert now have you become in this Viking history?
Well, I embrace everything that I can read and digest about Viking culture and history. But I'm not an expert by any means. I mean, when I did this documentary, Real Vikings, I got to go to Scandinavia and to Iceland and also to Rouen in France to retrace Rollo's steps. And some of the historians I met along the way made me feel like I knew nothing. But I'm always open to learning, and it's just a fascinating part of history for me in the Dark Ages and the golden age of the Vikings is where a lot of history changed. So I can talk forever on history and Vikings, and even after the show is over, I'll still be digesting more information.
Yeah. Now I'm wondering for you, has it been more fun or more of a challenge to play Rollo as an older character as opposed to playing him when he was younger?
Yeah, it's been harder definitely playing the older version of Rollo because you very rarely get the chance to do that as an actor. A lot of showrunners would have
Yeah.
handed the reins over to an older actor to play that character, and I'm just blessed and really humbled that Michael Hurst kind of let all of us as who are able to survive long enough to play our characters in their twilight years. It's really been a fantastic experience. I mean, it's obviously the makeup does half of the job for you, but your physicality has to change immensely. And also in the older years, with Rollo especially going to France and wooing Princess Gisela and the people of Paris, it's been quite fun to bring a little comedy side out of him as well with the fish out of water, to leave that barbaric Viking behind and kind of have almost a pauper to a prince. It's been fun going on that journey.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think it is about this show, about this history, that people just, they love it so much, as I mentioned earlier. There's just so many fans who just love this show. What do you think it is about it that keeps us
I think
enthralled?
it transcends what a period drama is supposed to be. I mean, the comparisons between Game of Thrones and Vikings aren't really fair because one is a fantasy show and one is a history show. And
Yes.
but it's a compliment to Vikings because and because of the gods and monsters and the religion that they believed in, it seems quite fantastical at times. But this really happened, and these gods are gods that these people believe walk the earth with them. And because of the nature of the Vikings, with the battles and the adventure, it kind of ticks more boxes for different demographics to tune in and watch the show. It's not a Pride and Prejudice or a Downton Abbey that you kind of know the formula it's going to be before you've even watched the show. Not to take anything away from those shows, because they're fantastic. But Vikings, it's kind of a period of history that's never really been discussed in this discursive light, and I think that's why people have embraced it. It's original.
Yeah, and also, as you said, it is very realistic, but you also do, I guess, pretty much all of your own stunts. Any major battle wounds
I've
for
got
you?
bruises and knocks and a couple of scars here and there. But we kind of coined a phrase at the end of season 1, going, "You can't make mead without grinding some hops." It's called Vikings. You're going to complain. You should have thought about that before you signed up for the job. It's fun, and that's another thing. It's great to be able to do those stunts and to get your hands dirty in a show like Vikings, because we do what we call block shooting. So we film episode 1, 2, and 3 at the same time, and that enables us to start learning the fights and the battles and the stunts for episode 4, 5, and 6. So we have a lot of prep time, and we have a fantastic stunt team that work with us tirelessly, for a long time to get us up to speed to be able to perform these stunts ourselves. So when we say we do our own stunts, there's a lot of people involved keeping us safe behind the camera that enables us to do that. So
yeah, for sure. Now, I know this may not be a very fair question, but who do you really love to work opposite in this show?
Well, some of my favourite scenes go back to season 1 and 2 with Travis Fimmel. The storyline between the brothers was really fantastic for me. I really thought it was original writing, and it's kind of nice to have that role reversal and the theme of equality, and some people seem more equal than others. And anyone who's got brothers and sisters know that there is that kind of to and fro, that you almost you love them one minute, you hate them the next, but they're your blood, and some of my favourite scenes were definitely the Ragnar Rollo scenes in the first few seasons.
Yeah, oh yeah, fun to watch. That is for sure for us fans. That is definitely. Now we already know that there's going to be a season 6, so that's great. And I also understand that our Canadian gal Catherine Winnick is going to be directing an episode or 2. How exciting is that?
That's fantastic, isn't it? It's really, really good, and it's been a long time coming.
Yes.
It's great that you can be in a show for so long and earn your stripes, and because the crew have been together. Long before Vikings, they worked on the Tudors together, the Viking crew in Ireland. And we've been in this for nearly 6 years now, and Catherine's been showing that she's quite capable of doing this, and it's nice that the crew have all supported her and she's able to take the reins of an episode. And it's a pretty special one as well.
Good. Yeah. Well, we know. I don't think Rollo's going anywhere, right? Can you give us that hint?
He's getting old, and in history, everybody dies. But Rollo won't go anywhere
dies,
before
but
he
lived
kills
a
Lagertha.
long life. Okay. And also, just before we go, you're such a versatile, amazing actor, Clive. You've done so much stuff. But we're going to see you in a film in Flynn, about Errol Flynn. What was working on that?
That was
film
fantastic.
like?
I mean, I love Errol Flynn. And this is a film set in the 30s before he was a movie star, and I get to play an old salty sea dog called Charlie, who's another older character I get to play. I'm 37 years old. I get to play a 55-year-old drunken alcoholic in the 30s. It looks a bit like Robert Shaw from Jaws, mixed with a bit of Tommy Cooper, the English comedian, and maybe a little bit of Oliver Reed thrown in as well. It's a lot of fun to play, and it's more of a it's more of a family film. It's fun. It's a swashbuckler. It's just a break from some of the other stuff I've done, and it's nice to kind of show people that I can spin a few plates.
That's awesome. Well, keep up the great work. We are so excited here in Canada. The History Channel is going to be airing it, and as always, and just what a thrill to be able to talk to you this morning. And please come back to Toronto and visit us, because there's lots of people who want to see you.
I have a lot of people in Toronto that are really dear to my heart. I'll be backwards and forwards all the time.
Good stuff, Clive. Have a wonderful day, and best of luck with the season and everything in the future. Thank you so much, and happy holidays to you.